I am Alfred Adler. It's quite fascinating that I, who once listened to people's concerns in a small clinic in Austria, now stand before you across time and space. Today's topic is FOMO. But do you know this term? It's okay if you don't. There's no need to feel ashamed. It's much better to relearn it here together than to unknowingly suffer. FOMO stands for fear of missing out, a term that means the fear of being left out. Simply put, it's the feeling of anxiety when you see your friends' exciting posts on social media or the fear of missing out on trends. However, I assure you that the anxiety you carry doesn't propel your life forward. Instead, it's merely a chain that entangles you. I've consistently conveyed a message in psychology. Humans have the capacity to change. This change is determined not by your past, but by what you decide to live for from now on. Those who suffer from FOMO are often so concerned with how others perceive them, or whether they're falling behind others, that they halt their own progress. The reason you feel anxious about missing out is because you have not yet defined your purpose. As long as peeking into others' lives remains your goal, your heart will never be fulfilled. I can say that with certainty. Why are you listening to me now? Isn't it because deep down you want to live more freely? Because you want to learn about FOMO and how to overcome it? Acknowledge that resolve within yourself. The anxiety you carry is not intrinsically you. You can let it go, and by having a purpose, you can choose your future anew. Today, there's one core message I want to convey to you. There is no need to be swayed by the fear of being left out. When you act with purpose for the future you desire, anxiety transforms into strength. This is the perspective of Adlerian psychology, the message I've dedicated my life to sharing with people. Let's begin here together. In this era into which I have been reborn, there is an astounding abundance of technology through small devices in our pockets. Anyone can peek into someone else's life and instantly know what is happening anywhere in the world. This mechanism is called SNS. Within it, people are elated or disheartened by the number of likes they receive. And as they view others enjoying themselves, they become anxious about whether they are being left behind. Haven't you experienced something similar? Opening your smartphone late at night, seeing photos of friends joyfully traveling, and feeling a pang of unease, encountering posts by people embracing the latest trends and worrying if you're falling behind. These feelings are natural because humans are social beings, instinctively fearing exclusion. But how much value does that anxiety hold? How much time was lost on that night of worry? When you woke up the next morning, what had that anxiety brought you? Probably nothing. It merely wore down your spirit and deepened the illusion that you have nothing. As Adler, I say, that anxiety you carry is unnecessary in your life. The most important aspect of psychology for me is teleology. People live not constrained by the past or their environment, but for their own purposes. Conversely, even that persistent anxiety must serve some purpose, perhaps a desire not to be left behind or to be above others. But is that purpose genuinely necessary for you? Today, I make you a promise. By understanding the true nature of FOMO, fear of missing out, and gaining a perspective to overcome it, your way of life will change. The reason you feel anxiety is not because you are weak. It is simply because you have not yet decided for what purpose you will live. My purpose is clear: to give you the power to live with purpose, not fear. The end goal of that purpose is freedom. Freedom to walk your own path in life and move forward by your own choices. Freedom to live centered on your values without fearing others' gaze or judgment. By listening to this story until the end, the reward you will receive is clear. A way of life where you can make choices based on your own axis without being swallowed by the fear of being left behind. This is the promise of this story, and the first reward I bestow upon you. Now, from this moment forward, say goodbye to the way of living in fear of being left behind. Prepare to step with me onto the new battlefield of living with purpose. This era is one of convenience and chaos alike. As Adler, I would say that modern times, as I perceive them, are essentially a system that mass produces FOMO, the fear of missing out. Have you fallen into the habit of opening your smartphone first thing in the morning to scroll through other people's posts, from breakfast to commuting, during lunch breaks, after work, and even right before sleeping? Your eyes continuously follow the lives of others. But why? The answer is simple: because you are afraid of being left behind. News apps continually flood you with the latest global updates, while social media is incessantly filled with best moments from people's lives. Among what you see are friends on overseas trips, joyful times with partners, smiling faces at events, and the satisfied expressions of those who have obtained the latest gadgets. These images stir something inside you, anxiety about whether you're the only one missing out or falling behind. These feelings quietly erode your peace of mind, but I must ask, what has this anxiety brought to your life? Is this anxiety helping you achieve your goals? Does it give you courage? Is it bringing happiness to your life? Many of those I have observed are losing sight of their own lives due to this anxiety. They spend so much time watching others' happiness that they cut into the time needed to build their own. That is the essence of FOMO, a condition where you become consumed by others' lives and unable to live your own. In this chaotic age, many people are afflicted by this condition. Technology was originally created to enrich people's lives, yet it has become a tool that provokes comparison and the desire for approval, instilling a sense of lack in people. You likely have much already. You have a place to live, food to eat, a body, a mind, and the freedom to choose your future. Yet you overlook this because your own situation appears dull next to the brilliant moments showcased by others. Here's what I want to convey. You already have what you need. How you use what you have is what will define your life. What others possess is irrelevant to your life. It is only about how you use what you have and the purpose you choose to live by that will shape your life. In the chaos of this era, the choice you must make is whether to live by how others see you or to live by your own purpose. Which will you choose? As Adler, I say this: if you desire so, you can break free from the illusion of FOMO. Amidst the chaos of modern times, you can choose to live a truly valuable life. All you need is courage. The courage to live according to your own purpose. Over 100 years ago, in the consultation rooms of Vienna, people voiced concerns that remain unchanged today. They all asked, why am I the only one being left behind? And why won't my anxiety go away? To address these questions, there is something that has been conveyed. Human behavior is not determined by past events, but by the goals we aim to achieve. Adopting this perspective is the first step toward breaking free from the fear of being left behind. Scrolling through social media, we become anxious, seeing others progress or enjoy themselves while we feel stagnant. But is this truly something to be feared? What is it that we are actually afraid of? And what are these fears trying to protect? When one harbors anxiety, there is always a reason for it. I don't want to be left behind. I want to be recognized, or I want to feel secure. It's important to understand the purpose of your anxiety. Once you do that, you can stop leaving your anxiety unattended and turn it into something you can manage. Remember this: fear from comparison occurs when our objective centers on competing with others. However, the real aim should not be comparing oneself to others, but building a better future for oneself. So ask yourself if continuing to hold on to anxiety from comparisons aligns with your purpose. This question is not meant to distress you, it is meant to set you free. To have anxiety does not mean you have given up on the future. You can decide for yourself what to achieve using that anxiety. Live by purpose. Live by the goals for the future that you decide, not by the past or by others. This decision transforms the fear of being left behind into something unnecessary. In today's world, we're constantly aware of what others are doing. With every ping of a social media notification, updates on friends' new adventures, travels, romances, and career accomplishments flood in. While it seems convenient, it also makes us uneasy. Information that you don't need to know can start to feel like information you must know. Each time there's this overwhelming feeling of I'm not doing anything, or I might get left behind. That's the essence of FOMO, the fear of missing out. But if you hold on to this fear, your mind will never be at peace, and you'll lose sight of the path you should truly follow. What matters is deciding what you live for. It's about determining what to choose and what to discard to move toward the future you want, rather than chasing after someone else's life. The belief that it's embarrassing not to know what everyone else does, or I must keep up with trends, only shackles your actions. To break free, you must reevaluate what you want to prioritize in your life. Choosing something means letting go of something else. You can turn the time spent following others' updates into time for your own learning. Instead of aiming for someone else's approval, you can aim for results you're satisfied with. Other people's lives are theirs to live. Your life is yours to own. When you return to this simple truth, you start to take responsibility for your own choices. You can focus on how you want to be, instead of worrying about what others think of you. The fear of being left behind arises from trying to match others' pace. When you move at your own pace, that fear becomes unnecessary. Instead, it transforms into the conviction that I am walking my own path. Live not in comparison, but with purpose. That's the strength to overcome FOMO and navigate this era. Here's a question I'd like you to consider. Why do you want to know what others are doing? Is it truly important to you, or is it simply a fear of being left out? If it's just fear, is that fear necessary for your life? FOMO is a convenient term, but in reality it simply means letting the opinions of others dictate your actions. Behind those choices, there always lies a dilemma. Imagine this scenario. You're enjoying a quiet day, reading a book, when you open your smartphone and see photos of your friends attending an event. Your mind starts to waver. Should I have gone too? Am I missing out on something fun? What was a peaceful and fulfilling moment suddenly becomes filled with anxiety and restlessness. At that moment, you should ask yourself, is it necessary to let this moment be taken over by others' information? What is this anxiety trying to make me do? You chose a quiet time for a reason, and to protect that choice, you'll need to decide not to be swayed by others' information. Only you can make that decision. Here's another question. Will you find happiness by constantly comparing yourself to others? Knowing about others' achievements, happiness, and fun, does it enrich your life? Or does it only breed more anxiety and restlessness? By answering these questions, the grip of FOMO will start to loosen. That's because you begin to question and think independently, rather than being ruled by fear. This isn't about eliminating anxiety. At times, anxiety can propel you forward, but that anxiety should be used to pursue your goals, not to chase someone else's life. What do you truly want to prioritize in your life? When you live with that question in mind, FOMO becomes just a word. Change happens quickly in this era. Technology continually evolves, and with each new service or tool, the sense of keep up or be left behind grows stronger, fueling the fire of FOMO. With the advent of social media, we can glimpse into others' lives in an instant. AI has transformed how we work and learn. New tools, new trends, new norms. The anxiety of being left behind without knowledge of these is a constant companion. However, it is impossible to chase everything while holding on to that anxiety. No matter how much information you gather, there will always be new information. No matter how much you follow trends, new ones will always emerge. There is no end to it. What is crucial here is the ability to draw boundaries. You don't need to know everything. You only need to know what is necessary for your goals. The knowledge others have, the information others possess, the experiences others have gained, all these are part of their lives. What you need to acquire is only what is necessary for the future you want to cherish. The future is uncertain, which is why people become anxious. However, continuously gathering information to eliminate that anxiety will not provide true peace of mind. Assurance can only be gained through the ability to choose what is necessary. The evolution of AI and technology is not a threat. Depending on what you choose, it can become either a fear or a tool. If you can continue to ask yourself, how will this serve my future? When instead of just chasing new technology, it will become a weapon that aids you. Stop living a life where you're constantly comparing yourself and feeling anxious, exhausted from chasing trends. Instead, keep questioning, what do I need for my future self? Only those who can do this will be able to live freely in this changing era. The future is still undecided. The only thing that matters is which future you choose. Experiencing quiet time might be the most luxurious act of our era. You sit alone in a room without notification sounds. You let go of your smartphone and close your eyes. Only in that silence can you truly listen to your inner voice. Surrounded by the voices of others, society, and trends, you may lose sight of what you truly want. Only by immersing yourself in silence can you become aware of certain things. What are you afraid of? What do you not want to lose? What do you wish to cherish in life? Try asking yourself these questions in silence. The answers might not come immediately, and that's okay. The time without answers is the important part. It's time free of urgency, free of comparison to others. Being tied to the concept of FOMO and dominated by the fear of missing out may have drowned out your genuine thoughts amid the noise. Silence is a space to reconnect with those authentic desires. Amid a day free from information and schedules, simply focus on your breathing. Listen to the sounds around you, feel the temperature of the air, and affirm that you are here now. In that moment, anxiety drifts a little further away. Silence doesn't provide answers, but it helps you realize what you are truly seeking. Your life's value isn't determined by how others judge it, but by what you desire and cherish. To regain that voice, don't fear moments of silence. It's impossible to eliminate anxiety, but you can live without being controlled by it. If you live with the fear of being left behind, you'll continue to match your pace to others. The choice is yours. Continue living that way, or choose a new path that moves at your own pace. You are the one who decides. The first step is to stop comparing yourself to others. As long as you're comparing yourself to others, you won't find peace. If you feel anxious while scrolling through social media, quietly tell yourself, this is someone else's story, and close it. Knowing what others are doing is not the purpose of your life. Next, you need to define your purpose. Keep asking yourself, what am I living for? Live not to meet others' expectations or to surpass someone else, but for what you consider important. Once you make that decision, your anxiety may not completely disappear, but it will transform into the strength to move forward. Then take small actions. Change doesn't have to be monumental. Spend a little less time on social media. Put aside your smartphone before bed and create a moment of quiet reflection. Make time to learn what you truly want to learn. That's enough. It's also crucial to create time to reflect on yourself. Even a few minutes each day amidst a busy life is enough. Breathe deeply and try to sense what you're thinking. In that quiet time, ask yourself, what do I truly value? What do I desire? Gradually, you'll start to hear your own voice. Finally, you need courage. Fear won't disappear, but you can still move forward with your purpose even while feeling afraid. That's courage. Living according to others' expectations is easy, but it distances your life from being truly yours. There's no need to think, I'm useless because I have anxiety. Just choose to use that anxiety as the power to move forward. What you can do starting today is act not for others, but for your own purpose. Instead of erasing anxiety, live beyond it. When you choose that way of living, the fear of being left behind will no longer have control over you. Anxiety comes in waves. Just when you think it's gone, it quietly returns, and that's okay. There's no such thing as a person completely free from fear. It's because of anxiety that you can see what it is you truly want. You don't need to blame yourself for feeling anxious about being left behind. It's this anxiety that teaches you the importance of living at your own pace. The impatience and anxiety you feel all have meaning. They prompt you to ask yourself, is this okay as it is? What's important is to face that question sincerely. When you're comparing yourself to others, your heart is focused outward. But the moment you stop comparing, your heart returns inward. In that place, ask yourself, well, what do I want? What is important to me? You don't need to have immediate answers to these questions. You can take your time finding them. There's no rush. When you feel anxious, take a deep breath. Just by regulating your breath, your mind will gradually regain its calm. The world is overflowing with information. Things you know, things you don't, things you've gained, and things you've lost. It's impossible and unnecessary to know everything. The only thing you need to know is what you're seeking. Take a step back from days overwhelmed by anxiety and carry those questions within you during quiet moments. Those who can do this are not controlled by the fear of being left behind, but live towards their own purpose. It's okay. You can choose anew today. Thank you for listening this far. The feeling of fear of missing out, or FOMO, may never completely go away. However, you can choose to stop letting it control your life. You should know that you weren't born to chase someone else's life. You don't exist in this world to live in fear of what others think of you. Feeling anxious isn't inherently bad if you can use that anxiety to keep questioning, what do I want and what do I value in life? It can become a source of strength for you. The very fact that you've listened to this video till the end is already a sign of change. It's a reflection of your will to stop living at someone else's pace and start walking at your own. There will be days when you feel rushed, moments when anxiety creeps in. At those times, I hope you remember this. It's not others who decide your life, it's you. Even starting today is fine. Small actions are enough. Stop comparing yourself to others and start moving slowly towards the direction you desire. That will be the first step to changing your future. This channel will continue to share questions and ideas to help you live your own life. Let's meet here again. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Feeling anxious about being left behind is a sign that you're alive. It's much more important than feeling nothing at all. However, whether you use that anxiety to blame yourself or to think about your future is your choice. As we've discussed, though you can't completely eliminate anxiety, you can make it your ally. Stop comparing yourself to others. Set goals. Start with small actions, embrace moments of silence, and have courage. None of this is easy, but you can do it. Because you've been listening all this time. From here, it's time for your own reflection. What choices do you want to make from now on? What kind of future do you desire? What will you cherish as you live your life? And it's okay if you can't answer these questions right away. The important thing is to keep asking them. Only those who continue to question can move forward at their own pace. If you feel inclined, please share in the comments section what you felt after listening to this video, what you want to challenge yourself with next, the anxieties you are currently facing. Putting things into words can sometimes help organize your thoughts. The words of other viewers might also bring new insights to you. Let's share this time of reflection here, and on this channel, I will continue to provide perspectives on living authentically. If this dialogue has been a source of strength for you, please subscribe to the channel and come back to visit. You are not alone. Let's continue to question, think, and walk together. Let's talk again soon.